Her presentation is using landscape structure and species navigation traits to plan road mitigation insights from individual-based models. And please be aware that you either need to be able to see us, or at the 3-minute mark, I will speak into the mic and just tell you we have 3 minutes. And then I will also tell you at 1 minute. You have 7 minutes total for your presentation. So whenever you're ready to start, please go ahead.
Yes, are you seeing my screen?
Yes, we are.
Okay. And is it the full presentation?
I believe so. Go ahead and do your next slide. Yep, it looks good.
Okay, thank you. So hi, good afternoon. I am Bibiana, I'm talking from Brazil. And today I'll present this work that I developed during my PhD. So, as everybody here knows, the wildlife faces significant global challenges as road networks expand, which leads to habitat fragmentation and increasing animal-vehicle collisions. And the interaction between road infrastructure and animal movement patterns is critical for us to understanding and mitigating these impacts. And one frequently asked question is, where should we mitigate road impacts? As we have limited financial resource, we should prioritize mitigation efforts in areas where they would be most effective. So, for example, we should installing underpasses where individuals will really cross, not in a random place. However, when we are building new roads, we don't have data available to know this, and we can use computational models to help us to plan mitigation. So we can simulate landscapes and species and considering stochastic process to reproduce observed patterns. So aiming to do this, here we want to provide insights into how landscape structure affects wildlife road crossings, considering species navigation traits. So we want to understand which habitat amount and habitat arrangement scenarios result in higher aggregation of road crossings, and what is the relationship between road crossings and matrix permeability, perceptor range, and vision angle. To do this, we developed individual-based models to simulate animal movement in a binary landscape. So our landscape was composed of habitat patches, the green ones, dispersed in a non-habitat matrix. And this landscape was divided by an uniform road. The individuals can cross the road, but they were not killed, as our focus was to understand what causes the crossings aggregation and not the road kills. And we developed two models. One is considered habitat amount, and the other considered have the same habitat amount, but consider the habitat arrangement. And to simulate the individual movement, we consider the matrix permeability, how easy is to individuals move in the matrix, and two traits of vision, so the perceptor range, how far the individual can perceive the landscape, and the vision angle, how wide they can see. And then here the results for habitat amount. We can see that we varied all parameters of environmental and species, and we had different values of crossings aggregation. So for the red line can show us where the crossings aggregation were higher. So in few words, our results was that we have higher crossings aggregations when we have intermediated proportion of habitat amount, when we have few number of habitat patches, when our permeability of the matrix was lower, so individual has more difficult to move, and when their field view was higher, so high perceptor range and higher vision angle. And these results, they can they highlight the landscape and the species conditions that lead to more aggregated wildlife crosses. So we can use these conditions to mitigate road impacts. For example, the conditions that lead to more crossings aggregations can help us to identify priority sites, either to avoid or to minimize the impacts, as the crossings will be concentrated in some place along the road. And using this approach, we can also thinking of conservation strategies to maximize ecological connectivity, but also to minimize the risk of wildlife vehicle collisions, especially when we are not when we do not have real data. So when we are building new roads or railways. So thank you. Feel free to contact me.
Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you for your presentation. I want to find out, when you say habitat amount, are you talking about the density or how much acreage that habitat consists?
Sorry, it was hard to hear you. Can you repeat?
Okay. Can you hear me?
Can you hear the question?
Okay.
No.
Oh.
All right. It's regarding habitat amount that you stated in your presentation. And I want to find out, are you trying to imply the density of the habitat or the acreages or high habitat is?
His question was for habitat, are you looking at the density or the acreage or hectares?
I don't know if you understand, but when we are talking about habitat amount, we are talking about the proportion of habitat. So we varied the proportion in its scenarios.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
And that's all we have time for. Thank you very much.
Thank you.